So if there is no God or afterlife, what's the point of life? Today's topic is going to be exploring how atheist, agnostic rejection of metaphysics can lead to nihilism, and then we will contrast this with Christianity's purpose-driven worldview. So to start off, the argument could be claimed: without God, meaning and morality risk collapsing into the age-old statement, do what thou wilt.
Yeah, and we can see it happening.
And evidently, because society's lapsed into this weird atheistic, agnostic mentality, which seems to be so prevalent, you can clearly see where do what thou wilt is clearly the order of the day.
Yeah, and I would say it basically started in the 1960s.
Yeah.
When the US took saying the Lord's Prayer out of schools.
Yeah. Well, one could even make the claim that it was started with the Enlightenment, really.
Oh yes, yeah. To go even further back.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I would say, particularly females, they find it so easy to actually kill the unborn children.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying generally, and there's been a upswing of, if you get raised in that kind of a culture, something that is supposed to be valued means nothing.
Yeah.
And then you get told it's just a tumor or a lump of cells.
Yeah.
But we are just a clump of cells, but we got value and we've got a calling, a purpose for actually being here, and that we were created.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's these kind of metaphysical concepts, that starts off, first of all, having the metaphysical concept or denouncing metaphysical concepts of there is no God, there is no afterlife. And because of that, it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't matter if this child that I've got in my brain isn't considered a child.
Yeah.
Because then I can just overrule that, because if do what thou wilt is my creed that I hold to, irrespective of if I have this child or don't have this child, it doesn't resonate in eternity, because there's no such thing for me.
Yeah.
And because of that, my morality is just based on what's going to be easiest for me in my life.
Yeah. And it's not going to be where you've got to make space in your world and expenses and
Yeah.
It's just me and my world.
Yeah.
And it's me first.
Yeah. So the atheistic agnostic stance would be that life's purpose becomes subjective. It would be contingent on what makes you feel good, and self-interest is the order of the day.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 2 talks about how Solomon talks in Ecclesiastes about all is vanity. And the book of Ecclesiastes is coming from the premise of it's a man looking at life simply through the eyes of man, not having a metaphysical concept. So really, Ecclesiastes is very agnostic atheist, shall we say.
Yeah.
So it is all about gratifying the flesh, gratifying whatever you choose to want to do, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done and you die, you don't have a concept of the afterlife. So the actions that you did in life, whether good or bad, morally speaking, doesn't matter, because in your understanding there is no afterlife. So
then what's the point of actually living there?
yeah,
Why do you have wishes, or why do you want to actually do things?
yeah. So if death is the end, moral failings seem irrelevant, and there's no ultimate accountability, which basically sums up what we said.
Well, that to me sounds very, very empty
Yeah, and unfulfilled.
and very selfish
Yeah,
and very small-minded.
yeah. So yeah, to this point, you can really see this emphasized in Nietzsche's writing when he talks about the concept of God is dead. This, once again, agnostic atheism tends to nihilism when you start making claims that God is dead. It loses its whole anchor of any kind of virtue that you would want to do, any kind of vice that you would want to do. Anything becomes really subjective. And you can really see this in the world today with how reality has become very subjective.
Yeah.
It's become increasingly dependent on what my truth is. Whatever I deem the concept of that which is moral,
Truth. Yeah.
it's my choice, my will, my truth above all others, irrespective of consequences, because all of these things simply don't matter to me.
And it's very, very carnal. And you don't care about others.
Yeah.
As long as you've got your own version of, like, your so-called truth, then you can say whatever you like.
Yeah.
First started off save the rhino, save the whale, save some other species out there. Now it is saving Earth.
Yeah, and whatever that looks like.
Yeah. And it comes from people who are so far removed from real life. And they want us dead.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, because now, the atheists would claim, yes, but we've got moral structures that have been designed by governments and society as a whole. The thing is, if you follow that line of thought to its conclusion, it still ends up with nihilism, because all your good deeds that are done under the political sphere or the societal sphere of this is what society deems as a moral good, the problem is it still tends to nihilism, because the end is still meaningless.
Yeah.
You've still got the concept of, look, I'm doing all of these good deeds, but I know my end is still pointless. I also know that by me doing these good deeds for the sake of other people, I also realize that their end is also meaningless. So by me doing good deeds, it's meaningless for myself because they don't necessarily matter according to my worldview. If me doing these good deeds, I come to realize that also according to my my worldview, I'm doing these good deeds for the sake of other people who also have an end, and they're not going to go anywhere when they die. What is the point, therefore, of you doing your good deeds? Irrespective of what society says, you're doing it for the sake of society, I understand, but your worldview has still got the concept of, at the end of the day, it's all meaningless because I'm going to die and cease to exist. The people that I'm doing these good deeds for are also going to die and cease to exist. This planet that I'm such a staunch supporter of and wanting to save the rhinos and penguins and I don't know, whatever the case may be, that's also going to end and cease to exist. So you don't really have a strong stance and a real passion for doing your good deeds when you understand the worldview that you hold to still adheres to, as Solomon says in Ecclesiastes, all is vanity. You've still got the concept of it's all pointless as well, so it doesn't really give you a strong foundation to stand on for doing your good deeds.
And how do I know that those people at the top in the shadows are morally good.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
Yeah. And once again, you can see this in the trends of society. You think about how mental health issues have skyrocketed. You think about suicide rates have skyrocketed. You think about this general unhappiness within society and within the people.
Yeah.
You think about, so many myths that have been propagated, which are nihilistic in their nature. Take, for instance, the myth of overpopulation. You also take the suicidal empathy, weirdly, that the West has adopted now in allowing illegal immigrants to come in, take over, i.e. the cases with America and the cases with UK and Europe, predominantly with the Muslims, and how they're overrunning the UK because of the suicidal empathy that the West has. And it's simply, the West just doesn't, and I understand because of the atheistic, agnostic worldview, they don't have a strong stance on anything because their worldview poses that everything is meaningless. So you start to see it in society's actions and policies and the way they structure things. It is the fruit of their root, which is meaningless because they don't hold to anything. So whatever you support, whatever you tend to follow, if it has got a nihilistic bend, you will get on board with that in your nihilistic worldview because that trend aligns with your worldview.
I just thought of something. If you really believe that there are too many people around, why are you so upset about what is happening with the war now? Why?
Yeah, you're only upset about it because I think it's also got this herd mentality. I'm upset about it because a lot of people that I listen to are upset about it, and it seems like all my friends in college are upset about it, and it seems like it's, to be a cool thing, I ought to be upset about it as well in order to fit in. And once again, that leads to the idea of the cowardice and the self-centeredness also within atheism, leading to nihilism. It's Jesus points, this is quite a good picture in terms of the Bible, where all the pigs decided to jump off the cliff.
Yes, yeah.
In the Gospels.
Yeah.
One pig didn't have the concept of, oh wait, all my friends are jumping off the cliff. That seems like a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Let me hold back because I don't want to die.
And I don't want them to actually die as well.
Yeah.
So,
and let me try help some of them and speak to them and be like, hey, guys, don't jump off the cliff.
Reason,
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is why I think Christianity is the far superior choice, not just for the sake of my bias, but for the sake of having people see themselves as something of worth. You're a person of worth. Christianity has a framework of a human being is worth something. And Christianity is first of all and foremost about internalizing that, taking that personally for you, as referenced in the Gospels, and it's referenced in the whole Gospel message, where Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, he lived a sinless life, he is God in the flesh, he died and rose again. He rose again specifically for you, giving your life meaning, irrespective of your good works or bad works. And so you are loved, and he demonstrated that love by coming to earth. And then once that love is embraced and accepted, your life then gives a meaning and a greater purpose beyond yourself. Because you realize as a Christian, because his love is for me and I've accepted it, that means that I can be okay with myself and my eternity. Because look, at the end of the day, whether you believe there is an afterlife or whether you don't believe there's an afterlife, if you had to really dig deep down and really think about it, you know that there is.
yes. I mean,
Everybody who doesn't believe in an afterlife, they're lying.
yeah. I mean, just gonna say something here. If somebody's got a sword to your neck and they're busy speaking to one of their members, and that time when you know you are facing death
Yeah.
and you're sweating now,
Yeah. You'll cry to the God you don't believe in.
you will cry to the unknown God.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you will. Yeah. And that's why I understand, it's there's a whole bunch of factors that probably factor into why people don't believe in afterlife and why people don't believe in God. And, maybe they were hurt by church, or maybe some Christian said something to them ugly or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it still doesn't shy away from the fact that there is an afterlife. And no matter what you say, you believe it. Because according to the Bible, everybody has the knowledge.
Yeah.
And so it is really about putting aside hurt, putting aside pain, putting aside this tend to nihilism, and accepting the fact that, look, there is a greater, better, far superior alternative, and it is in Jesus Christ, who loves you already. Because according to the Bible, we were made in the image of God, and we are designed to worship Him. And once again, worship Him is not for the sake of He needs it. It's for the sake of we need it.
Yeah.
I need to worship God for
I
me.
need somebody bigger and better
Than
than
me.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To protect me and to provide for me. And you can claim that Christianity is a crutch. The thing is, I would argue that your nihilism is a crutch. And it's a destructive crutch.
Yeah.
Nihilism would say, I want to be unhappy. I'm a vessel designed for destruction.
And I want millions of people
Yeah.
to be miserable like me.
Yeah. Atheism's rejection of God risks nihilism, while Christianity provides an enduring framework. And this is simply true. You can look at it in society. You can look at it how, since God has been taken out of church, taken out of government policy, taken out of
schools,
the hearts and minds of society in general, just stuff has just gotten worse. And so, I really invite people, especially agnostic atheists, who claim that they've looked into this, they've looked into Christianity, they were brought up in Western frameworks or whatever the case may be. Go ahead and revisit the Bible. Go look at it. Do actual research. Come to your own conclusion. Don't listen to little snippets that you've heard and little sound bites that you've heard from Instagram or TikTok, or this idea that you've been to a church service once upon a time 20 years ago and you didn't like the carpet or whatever, and so you decided, no, this God thing isn't for me. The thing is, it's greater than you, and it's better for you than you think.
Yeah, and it's actually becoming foundationally secure within yourself.
Yeah.
And really to actually ask the big questions.
Yeah. And also, in closing, if there is no afterlife, what is your purpose? Every thought of purpose loses its meaning if there is no concept of afterlife.